Today was the first day I tried to go somewhere with the light phone with the directions app. Forgot to bring my GoPro, so I'm just gonna give a quick recap. I entered the directions into my light phone before heading out so I can get an overview, and it's a little wonky at first. It takes a little bit of time to lock in, but once it locks in, then it knows where you are and it's giving you directions just like a regular GPS navigator would. The part that's glitchy I found is if someone tries to call you while the navigator is going. Somebody called me and I was able to pick up, however, it was very choppy, I could barely hear it. And then later on, when I was checking out the directions on my way back, and I got a call in the middle of that, the screen froze and I wasn't able to pick up the call and I had to turn it off. I tried to call that person back and it froze on the screen, but I talked to that person and they were like, oh, I was on the call. I could hear you like walking around. So it seems like you can't really use a navigator app while you're on calls. Some of my thoughts from my first day without my smartphone on the road. Well, I had a meeting at 11 a.m., kind of far, like 40 miles away from where I live. So I headed out an hour before, and half an hour into my drive, I got a call from the person I was meeting and she said, I'm sorry, I'm running late. Can we push to 11:30? It's totally fine. I was like, I hadn't eaten yet. And I was like, I'll just find a Starbucks. And then I realized I can't look up where the Starbucks are. But I was like, Starbucks is on like every street corner. I'm sure I can find it. And lo and behold, I got to my destination and there was one literally right across the street from where I was going. So that's kind of refreshing to realize like, okay, I can still find my way around. Once I got to Starbucks, I got in there and then I sat down to have my coffee and oatmeal, and I realized like, okay, I have half an hour with nothing to do, and typically I would pull out my phone and kind of just like mindlessly scroll. So I took out my notebook, which I haven't used in a while, but I do carry one, and I just started jotting things down. And then I realized I was paying a lot more attention to the music, and there was one moment where I was like, I want to Shazam this, but I can't do it. But it was actually okay, because I realized I could just appreciate the song without knowing who it was. Also, I will have to admit that I did take out my iPhone because I did need to snap a photo at the venue. But it was okay, because I realized I'm just using it as a tool. And to be honest, my goal in using the iPhone is not to eradicate Apple products altogether. I envision myself still using, ideally a tablet, but I don't have one. So right now I'm using my old iPhone as if it was a tablet. And then here's me making my lunch. Most of this video is probably gonna be what I do without my phone. So I'm waiting for some fish to bake in the oven for lunch, and I usually like to meditate at some point during the day. So I'm gonna do a quick meditation right now while that's in the oven. Normally I use an app on my phone called Insight Timer. So I'm just gonna meditate in silence, and when the oven timer is up, that will be my cue. Luckily, I don't really use my smartphone anyway for work. The one thing I do have trouble with is getting distracted all the time, especially if I hit a creative rut. So I'm pretty glad that I don't have that smartphone anymore around me to distract me. We'll see. Hopefully this will help my focus a lot more. Alright, we're gonna fire up the directions app. Alright, I made it. I got a little lost because there was a street that like is broken into. So I kind of cheated a little bit and looked at Google Maps. I didn't use it. But anyway, I just didn't want to be late. I'm gonna leave you guys in the car because I want to focus at work. Good morning. It is now Thursday, and I found out I don't actually have to go into work today, so I can take care of some other things. One thing I wanted to note, I woke up this morning and I turned on my phone and saw a text message for a rush availability call, and I was very tempted to go log in on my computer to check it because it forwards all the links to your email. And I actually even walked inside. I was gonna do it, but then I realized, like, you know what? This is not urgent. I don't need to take care of it now. I'm gonna walk my dog first. Normally, I I get super distracted at breakfast because I have my iPhone. Like, I'll put it behind me. That one I just repurposed to be a Ring doorbell camera and Spotify. Now I realize, like, okay, I can actually eat my breakfast in peace. Normally I journal, but today I got a bit of a late start, so I want to finish my breakfast and go get to work. All right, it's now 10:21 a.m. and I'm just sitting down to check my email for the first time, which is great because usually I can't resist when I wake up. I just look at it on my iPhone. I was able to get a lot more done in the morning before I even opened my email. So here I am at Whole Foods, and normally I use my phone app to scan the membership rewards. I think you get like discounts. So I looked online and it showed that I should be able to use my phone number like you do at other grocery stores, and I went ahead and checked, made sure my phone number was connected to my account. So it should work. Let's find out. Was able to accept my Prime code, and we got some discounts after all. Look at that. Alright, so that worked out fine. And on that note, I didn't even have to check my phone. I actually just realized I haven't looked at it in a few hours. It's kind of making me realize I don't really need to look at it as often as I've been doing. Alright, I'm gonna get ready to go to the gym, and I actually wrote down my exercises in a notebook. Usually I use my notes app. I already wrote down what I'm gonna do, and I'll just check it off and update my list when I come home. So let's do this. Go. So you can kind of see the pattern here is that I don't take my phone with me when I go places, so I'm not getting a lot of footage, but that's kind of the point. So here's the next day. Alright, so today is Monday, and I'm sorry I didn't catch much footage during the weekend of getting to and from set. I was just so busy and the hours were pretty long, but it wasn't anything really different than the first day. Just mapped it on Google Maps and then head out. The one thing about Google Maps is that you don't have to be on cellular data. Once you mapped it, the GPS will follow you. Eventually I'll probably get a separate navigator just for the car, and they don't require any kind of cellular subscription data service at all. They run just off of GPS, so it's a one-time purchase. This morning I'm just getting ready. I'm gonna go to set again for a different job, but just gonna spend a little time this morning and write my journal. So we did run into a little hitch. I mapped it out on Google Maps, but I forgot to press start. And once you lose the Wi-Fi, you lose the connection as well. So you want to make sure you press start before you head out. And that's pretty much it. There's my first week with the light phone. The beginning was hard to transition, and as the week went on, it was much smoother. You can see I even forgot to film it because it was so normal to me. So I hope that was helpful for anyone considering the light phone or just looking to take a step back. I really enjoyed the time I've been able to carve out from not being so distracted all the time. So thank you for watching.